Hi guys, just looking ahead to day one of the Dublin Racing Festival. Leopardstown, sure to be a great weekend. Running through some of my rides. Number one is Joystick. He's the outsider of the field in the 2 mile 6 event. He won quite nicely the last day over 2 miles and steps up to 2 mile 6 here, which I think will really suit him. He's a lively outsider. This is a race where I think last year I won it on Dancing City, being 20-1 shot outsider of the field as well. So not without his chance. The likes of Final Demand for Willie Mullins and Paul Townend will be hard to beat. But yeah, a race that's been good to me over the years on the bigger priced ones. Second rider today is Sonny Bill, who ran a fine race, went third behind Hello Neighbour and Lady Vega Allen. In Leopardstown at Christmas. That race was in the fog. Interesting race, you know, they went a good gallop, and Sonny Bill probably tired late on. I think he's a lot sharper for that run, and hopefully here, you know, these juveniles, they can be coming and going through the season. So I think a good chance. St. Lucie, the Richie, Paul Townend mount will be probably the one hardest to beat, but I think, yeah, Sonny Bill is a decent contender here. My next ride is the English horse Supreme Gift. He won quite nicely in Market Raisin, it was the last day, and looking through his form this morning, you get back to see point-to-point winner beating Monty's Star, who is one that lines up in the Gold Cup later in the card. So, you know, a horse with loads of potential. Hopefully the nicer ground around Leopardstown will help him. We're looking on then to the Gold Cup. I ride Minella Cocooner here. He was very good winning last year in Sandown, and yeah, he's ran behind some of these types in the John Durkin and the Grade 1 3 mile chase at Leopardstown at Christmas too. So, you know, he's probably struggling to compete with them, but hopefully can pick up some nice place money and look at maybe some of the stay-in handicap chases later through the spring. My last ride on day one is Fascile Mode. This fella was very good the first day in Punchestown. He beat Touch Me Not, who went on to run very well in the Grade 1 in Sandown. So that form at Lord of Sud, it looks quite good. Facile Mode has dropped off the boil since then, but Tom Mullins has got plenty of work done with the physios, and they think he's in great shape. Schooled very well after jumping poorly in Punchestown the last day, but his homework is good, jumping well, and I think he's a definite contender for the big pot, the 2 mile handicap chase. Hi guys, yeah, looking ahead to day 2 of the Dublin Racing Festival at Leopardstown. I've got a lovely book of rides on the day, starting off with Vischio. She's been bought with this race in mind as the Paddy and Maureen Mullins Memorial Handicap Hurdle, a race I definitely love to win. Interesting fact, no Mullins has won it since this race has been named after Granny and Grandad, so that'll be a big one on the Mullins list for the weekend. My next ride is Champ Kiely. This guy was very good in Fairy House. We put him up at the start of the year in the 10 to follow. He's a horse I've won a Grade 1 on before, and the way he jumped around Fairy House was very encouraging. In deep water here, he's to take on the likes of Ballyburn, who was also a great run behind Sergino and Kempton, but I think Champ Kiely is definitely in the mix. Pair past Grade 1 winner too. It's a hot race, typical of what you get this time of the year. My next ride is Redemption Day. Well named. This is going to be Redemption Day for him. Disappointed at Christmas, as did a good few of Willie Mullins's, so hopefully this fella will bounce back. His work at home is fantastic, and yeah, into a Grade 1 here again. Plenty of Willies that have won their maidens and gone on to do it, but the way this fella won some bumpers, there's a huge engine there, so hopefully get him jumping well and he'll have his chance. Next one is Solness, who beat Gaelic Warrior at Christmas. Yeah, it was some performance at Christmas, and yeah, fingers crossed he can uphold that form and topple Gaelic Warrior again. Solness maybe had fitness edge the last day. Clever bit of placing from Joseph, but you know, I suppose possession is 9/10 of the law. We're the one who finished in front the last day, and fingers crossed I can beat Gaelic Warrior again. Next one, the big one, Lossiemouth. I'm delighted to be reunited with Lossiemouth. You know, she's a mare that was, I suppose, hoped that we could beat Constitution Hill the last day, but it just didn't happen. But lost very little in defeat. If anything, she'll have learned from that, you know, real speed around Kempton, and galloped home quite well. Stateman, who's been working great at home, Paul has gone with him. So, you know, yeah, Lossiemouth, fantastic ride to get, and fingers crossed she'll give Stateman plenty to think about and hopefully beat him. Next one is Stormbreaker, who was second, I think, New Year's Eve in Punchestown. And halfway through that race, I don't know, did he clip a hurdle or something, but he seemed to, you know, take a few funny steps and lost a little bit of ground. So he's potentially well handicapped on that run, and that was only his first run in a handicap. So with what went on in that race and having the handicap run, I think this fella will have a decent chance. Typically competitive, big money handicap in Leopardstown, but I'd be hopeful Stormbreaker can do the job.